So in this one, we're going to talk about the belief road and going down that whole journey after first realizing that I wanted to manifest millions of dollars to make my life better. Okay, so once we started learning about manifestation and trying to create and believe these new affirmations, and we realized that I was holding on to all these beliefs, these stories, yada, 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 that I needed to heal, that was my next path, which was me desperately, how do I get rid of these things? Well, let me tell you, there are so many ways. But once I realized that it was all these experiences I'd had in my life, and I was holding on to them, not just emotionally, but physically as well, I knew I had a lot of work to do. And we all have our own trauma. We've all lived through different things. So our level of holding on to that emotion or holding on to that experience is going to be different for everyone. But one of the things that I actually learned when I started working on some of these trauma, beliefs, experiences, whatever word you want to label them with, was a task where we actually did it on a timeline. So for this live, we wrote down all those traumatic experiences or those events or situations or things that people said to us that had made us to believe certain things about us. And these would show their ugly faces when we were trying to say those affirmations and trying to create those things that we were trying to manifest into our lives. So we were saying something like, I am enough. And it's like, no, I'm not. My mum told me I was a loser all my life growing up. So it's all those situations and those experiences and those thoughts that we continually heard, whether it was from our parents or growing up or school or work or partners, whatever it was, there was some sort of experience, trauma or belief that we had solidified within ourselves. And we hold so much of that experience and that trauma within our actual body. And not just the physical body, it's through our emotional body, our etheric body, our spiritual body. There is so many layers to the places that we can hold on to these things. But for me, starting to find some of these modalities and starting to find ways to release some of these beliefs, experiences, thoughts, ideas that I was holding helped so much for me to get to that place where I could start believing some of those affirmations I was talking about. And I'm not going to lie, I could do a whole series on some of those traumatic experiences. I'm not kidding. And so for me, some of the modalities I was using was where I was physically using my body so I could release that trapped energy in my body, and using the affirmations and trying to work towards those new beliefs was helping me change those emotional thoughts that I was holding on to in my mind. Okay, there's so much more.